So let's just listen for a while and wish the happy Apple day for my Adele baby, my Adele baby, my girl baby.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I mean, that changed our world.
Yeah. To do what you want to do, to leave a mark in a way that you think is important and lasting. That's a life to live. Create tools that allow people to work at the highest levels. And I think they did that. And so that legacy is beautiful for me to live with. His private legacy with me and the kids is that of husband and father, and we miss him every day. And having the kind of the body of work surrounding us is actually a really beautiful reminder, and I find it touching and inspiring for me to make sure that I continue to do what I'm most passionate about, and I hope my kids feel the same way.
It's another way of saying we're left with a world of really cool stuff. I always wanted to know what it was like to take Kennedy and drive to the airport, and what it's like to do at a light and watch 10 people cross, and the only thing they are white earbuds. What's that like?
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I mean, that changed our world.
Yeah. To do what you want to do, to leave a mark in a way that you think is important and lasting. That's a life to live.
For reasons that are your own and are, of course, entitled to the rest of your life. There are subjects you don't want to discuss, and I'm not going to discuss. I'm going to ask you one question, and that is about legacy. Is there anything you would correct about your husband's legacy that's been laid before us?
Well, I think Steve has a public legacy and a private legacy. In the public, we see the products that he created, that he cared so deeply about, that changed all of our lives, the way that we function and communicate. What he wanted to do in his life was create tools that allowed people to work at the highest levels. And I think he did that. And so that legacy is beautiful for me to live with. His private legacy with me and the kids is that of husband and father, and we miss him every day. And having the kind of the body of work surrounding us is actually a really beautiful reminder, and I find it touching and inspiring for me to make sure that I continue to do what I'm most passionate about, and I hope my kids feel the same way.
It's another way of saying we're left with a world of really cool stuff. I always wanted to know what it was like to be a Kennedy and drive to Kennedy Airport, and what it's like to do at a light and watch 10 people cross, and the only thing they are white earbuds. What's that like?
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I mean, that changed our world.
Yeah. To do what you want to do, to leave a mark in a way that you think is important and lasting. That's a life to live.
For reasons that are your own and are, of course, entitled to the rest of your life. There are subjects you don't want to discuss, and I'm not going to discuss. I'm going to ask you one question, and that is about legacy. Is there anything you would correct about your husband's legacy that's been laid before us?
Well, I think Steve has a public legacy and a private legacy. In the public, we see the products that he created and that he cared so deeply about, that changed all of our lives, the way that we function and communicate. What he wanted to do in his life was create tools that allowed people to work at the highest levels. And I think he did that. And so that legacy is beautiful for me to live with. His private legacy with me and the kids is that of husband and father, and we miss him every day. And having the kind of body of work surrounding us is actually a really beautiful reminder. And I find it touching and inspiring for me to make sure that I continue to do what I'm most passionate about, and I hope my kids feel the same way.
It's another way of saying we're left with a world of really cool stuff. I always wanted to know what it was like to be a Kennedy and drive to the airport, and what it's like to be at a light and watch 10 people cross, and the only thing they ever come are white earbuds. What's that like?
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I mean, that changed our world.
Yeah. To do what you want to do, to leave a mark in a way that you think is important and lasting. That's a life well lived.
You see, Maya, it is... Maya, how do you take a candy from such a sweet... Maya, it is so nice to see her. I need to see more of her. I need to see more of the videos here. Let me just watch. I just watched for a second. I needed to drink something. I just watched it for a second. You were here watching, but I went there to drink something because we stayed for hours and hours here, too much time. So I need to watch a little bit more. I need to see more. I just saw a second over the speech, just a second, so I needed to watch more. But this video here, she's so kind that it expresses a lot. If we take another video here. I mean, this one, she was really polite. Adele PP was a special video. I could see her feelings. Although I just saw it for a second. Adele PP. I love you so much, so much. My girl Adele PP. There ain't that much information like for my Adele as well. I just saw my girl speaking for seconds. There isn't that much of information as I needed. Like even for my Adele, there is just after these 2 years I just could listen to the voice of my Adele for fractions, for seconds. So there ain't as much as information as I need. Like even for my baby that I just heard my girl for a few times. Mostly our pictures, the videos are on the TikTok. The videos tells us a bit more, but I also need to listen to my Adele, and so I stay here like crazy to listen to my girl and to know my baby, because there are just a few information, like there are pictures. I know everything that's happening in your life, I follow you all the time, but even so, I need so much more. So much more. My Adele baby, my baby girl, Adele. So let's listen for a while. My girl, let's listen for a while. My Adele baby.
Adapted and triumphed this past year is truly impressive. And I congratulate you on something even more impressive. As you adapted, he would be a good influencer for our sales. We unintentionally triggered his silent alarm, and the next morning we were visited by university police, who told us the cake was eaten by the president's guard dog. And while I have no doubt that the dog enjoyed the cake, this was not a good influencer for our sales. So while that idea was a failure, I caught the entrepreneurship bug at Penn and have had it ever since. And that's where the dog was fine. I share this with you to say I may not know what it's like to graduate during a pandemic or to enter a job market like this one. But I do know what it's like to feel both excitement and trepidation about what lies on the other side of a college degree. I know that in times like these, times of hardship and uncertainty, it can feel like the world is conspiring to shrink our sense of possibility, to sour us to the daring adventure of life. I'm here to say, don't let it. I suspect many of you are feeling concerned because you don't know exactly what you want to do for the rest of your lives. Well, I didn't either. I did know that I wanted a life that included service. I interviewed with the Peace Corps, but my financial reality wouldn't allow that path. So instead, I ended up on the fixed income trading floor at Goldman Sachs. I know, it wasn't the Peace Corps, but I did learn some survival skills. And I did something very important to me. I supported myself in New York City, and after a few years, paid off all my student loans. So thank you, Goldman. My experience at Goldman gave me something even more valuable. When I told my boss I was leaving, he assured me that there would always be a position at the company if I ever returned. And in saying that, he gave me for the first time in my life a safety net to fall back on. It was more than
You see, my Adele, she's just a woman. my baby, you see, she's just a woman, as normal as us, a normal living being, just like us. My Adele, you see, she's just a person, nothing, nothing much. My Adele, my baby, my baby girl. Damn. Oh. Oh my god. This movie is so much here. My girl. I need to stay here on this position. My Adele. And so it is just like that, my girl. It's just that the stay here sometimes too long in my life. I imagine so many things, like being the most special of us, and lots of those things, and especially the only thing that defines me. My Adele. I know I am not on the camera on the Instagram, but because I need to see her for a while. My Adele. And so it is just a usual thing. My Adele, my baby girl, baby. It is just the emotion, you see, because yesterday was the first time I saw her after years, after a year. All this time I was quiet here, so it's just because of that, because I saw her for the first time after years since we talked in the past. My Adele, my baby, and so it's just like that, the emotion of the first impression. Just that, just because I haven't seen her for a year, like all these years. Just because of that, a projection in my mind. My mind, there are several projections in my mind. My Adele, so let's see her for a while. My girl. Even I have to take the pictures. My Adele. I stay here talking, but I also have to do a few things as my obligation. here. Let's see this. I guess I haven't seen this before. Let's see this. I guess I haven't.
I grew up in New Jersey. I worked, whatever jobs I could get as babysitting and lifeguarding and then newspaper routes from when I was a young teenager. And then I left for college when I was 17. I worked on Wall Street on the trading floor for investment bank. It was probably about 10 stuff when I was on the trading floor. I met my husband and fell in love with him and fell in love with California, and I started my own company, and natural foods company. And several years after that, I was invited to speak to a group of high school seniors, and it changed my life. They wanted me to talk to them about college, but very quickly I found that almost none of the students that I was speaking to had taken the classes that allowed them to be applied to college. I sold my company and decided I would devote my life full time to opening up access to education for all students. If you live in a family community where you don't know anyone that's been to college, it's very difficult to get the information that you need in order to be the first. So that's what we do at College Track. We learned really in the very beginning days how imperiled undocumented students are in America. And then I think everyone that was involved with the students became advocates to change the policy. First, we decided to change practice, so we raised our own scholarship funds for all of our students, but then we worked at the policy level as well, and continue to do so because that policy hasn't changed yet. We're all this close to being an immigrant in this country if we're not ourselves immigrants. And to have such hateful rhetoric and such bad public policy that doesn't allow for the flow of immigration and the integration into society for recent immigrants seems to me short-sighted at best. Because we know that immigrants are the economic engine, and we know that they're a creative engine, and we know how hardworking and self-determined immigrants are. So it makes no sense to me. Right now we're working on a big project that we launched called X2 Super School Project, which is a national challenge to communities across America to redesign high school in their communities. The teams that have assembled across America have gone through all the modules and learned a lot about what we know about brain science, about new teaching and learning techniques, about what the new workforce demands are, and they've come up with very big ideas to completely change the high schools that are in their communities. I think you can't encourage students enough. I think you can't build your self-esteem enough. I think without promising something unreasonable, truly seeing an individual and listening to them and believing in them changes their lives. So I tell teachers that all the time. For the students, I tell them to have faith and work hard and stay on track and keep as their North Star their dreams, because as they continue to build their brains and their capacities, they need the world that comes from within. They need to believe in it, and they need to keep working towards it. I have several Ganesh pieces, and Ganesh is the remover of obstacles. If I feel like the obstacles are too complex and too complicated and too heavy and too hard, I always have a Ganesh there, either at my bedside table or at my desk at work, that reminds me that all obstacles can be removed.
Bye, Adele.
I grew up in
I just want to listen.
Whatever jobs I could get as babysitting and lifeguarding.
To stay here. I want to let her to do the show for us. My Adele, with a speech like Adele. I want her to do the show for us, such that I can stay here, just admiring and getting more and more addicted. No, it is okay for me, minor. It is natural at this point. I know it is the first time we are watching like this is a minute that I've heard from her, but it is fine. But until now, it is calm and tranquil. Until now, nothing much. Why Adele PB? Until now, nothing much for us to be concerned with. My Adele, my baby, my girl, this, I have to take care about this chair here. My Adele, because one of the wheels just fell. Now one of the wheels of this chair, and so if I move this way, I will go to the ground here, because one of the wheels of this chair just fell. And so if I move like this, I will go to the ground together with the chair. We have to be really careful about this chair here, Margaret. If I move this way, I will fall to the ground here, and you will see an accident happen on this video. And stay smiling about me, just like in this program, this TV shows that the person falls and people start smiling. Man, we have to be really careful about this chair here. After the show, I will have to fix that, because the present time is really risky to fall here. My Adele, BB, and I still got to take the pictures, but I just want to watch. I will have to watch you. I just wanted to stay here. Stay. But I will have to take the pictures as well. Oh my God, what happened here with my controllers? What happened here that I can't access the mouse and the keyboard? What just happened here? My girl. is back. Thanks God! It is back. My girl, the mouse and the keyboard, sometimes they do this. They disappear, and just by a miracle, they come back. Fine, that I could re-establish here. My girl, so I will have to watch you take the picture at the same time. It was so nice to stay here watching you, but I have to do a few things as well. Whoa! What is this? I want to see that. I need to see that. with the Instagram, my Adele, I need to take a minute here to reestablish the connection with the Instagram. And now I'm back here. Can you see me, my girl? I guess you can see me now. My Adele. I am back here. The Instagram is like that. My girl. Tomorrow we go to the Twitch to grant a wonderful transmission for you. So let's keep on watching here, man. Let me watch for a while. It was a beautiful event. Adele. It was a beautiful event at the Apple. Adele, baby, my baby girl. Adele, baby. Most of the videos I saw, but then I saw them real quick. By that time, from what we remember, this is a really enchanting. Let me see this, I guess. This is.
Thank you, President Chris. It's really a pleasure to be here with you. As they both mentioned, we went to Marrakesh last year following the U.S. elections, and we were quite concerned, as you all were, as to what the U.S. government was going to do around the Paris Accord, and more importantly to us, day.
You see, Adele, she's just a business woman. Now she's going to talk about the iPhone, the way we do things in Apple. It's just a business woman, my girl. About the way she read stories I can't listen to this. But she's just going to talk about that, about the climate on Earth, the way it is, all the business things. My Adele, the way she lives in a tiny little house on the valley. My Adele, have you seen her house? How humble it is. My Adele PP, have you seen that? My Adele PP, the house that she lives. My girl is so humble. My Adele sometimes looks more humble than the one I live in. My girl, with all the countries side kind of thing. My Adele, have you seen her house? How it is? Have you seen the transmission she made? Her office. My Adele, her office looks like the office I've had on the previous house. My girl, have you seen this transmission? My Adele, her office is so humble. My Adele, it reminded me the place that I was back in time. My Adele, that we used to live in a house like that. My Adele, have you seen this video? My girl, that she's on the office with the camera on her face nearby. Oh my baby girl, this office is so humble. It looks like the house I've had in the past. My Adele. So let's watch for a while. My girl PP. Let's watch for a while. My Adele PP.
Today, what was going to happen in our country, in the PA, with our limited precious resources, and we have indeed seen some of the calamitous gestures that we were fearful of.
But we went there thinking we weren't going to be despondent. We were actually prepared to take some measures and galvanize the collective that showed up under a banner of action, like I said. And action is what we took. I wonder if I can just read to you a little bit of the roadmap that means so much to me. And I hope all of you get to read it very soon. I'm sure we'll be distributing it to you. The old model of relying primarily on state governments and industrial corporations is no longer sufficient. We need a new model
where everyone can become a doer, an agent of change. This is what democratization of climate change is all about.
We need a model that points the way, transcends boundaries, and invites all to join the journey. The technologies and nature-based solutions needed to create clean energy already exist. You all have seen that here demonstrated in this very country. We simply have to make the roadmap available to everyone and demonstrate that taking new paths lead to enhanced and shared prosperity, abundance of opportunities, and a safe world. For us to succeed, we must make this a movement that is empowering people, serving the interests of everyone. Now, here's what's most important to us. We recognize the impact of our actions on all people across the planet, and the disproportionate impact of climate change on the world's most vulnerable populations. We wanted to make sure that we said that because we wanted to take personal responsibility for the actions that had come before us, but also to recognize that the change needs to start with each of us. Out of Marrakesh, this great social entrepreneur, Peter Seligman, pivoted from his organization and decided to create a new organization that I think he should talk to us about. Because it's all about...
You see, my Adele, things that do not even interest me, my Adele. She's going to talk about things that do not even interest me. You see, my Adele, she's just going to talk about something that I am not even paying attention. It's just like that. These are projections of the mind. My girl, when we see a music and we make her perfect, it's just because of our imagination. We imagine the person to be perfect, and then we believe it because this was created in our mind. And so this is the way things go. We imagine something, and it's like there is a Lorraine inside my heart that isn't real. It's just a creation of mine. It is exactly like that. My dear P. To the matter of fact that I don't even know her. What do I know about her? My Adele, just a glimpse. When we have a glimpse, and we have this kind of feelings, that's because of the projections we make in our minds, not of the facts, what the person really is, what the person really is. That I know my Adele, that I follow my girl each and every moment. And so mostly it is like that. By Adele, baby, she's just a projection of mine. Damn. Why, damn with me, you see, not even the thing, what she would speak with me, my girl, about the climate change. What, you see, not even the things that she does interested me. But except for that she lives in the garden of the machine. My Adele, except that she lives in the most advanced garden of machines on earth. My Adele, I love you so much, so much. My Adele, my baby girl. Adele, and so it is like that. This is just a tribute to my Adele, because I am not even feeling nothing. My Adele, I am not even feeling nothing. No. That is just a transmission of a person that I don't even know. Just that, just like a beautiful girl. Just that. Nothing much. My Adele. Nothing much. You see, her speeches. How can I know anything about her from a speech like that? My Adele, how can I know anything about her just from a speech like that? The speech is empty, talking about the politics, the immigrants, the things, general things like that, that have no meaning at all to me. My Adele. My Adele, please.
Sit down. And things like that. Let's start. Putting our ability to converse with each other at risk, putting our ability to understand each other at risk. And so there were a number of really interesting journalists who started first issue area journals. So for example, great education writers, great criminal justice writers, great environmental justice writers, who started nonprofit journals and projects, who we invested in. And then we have the great fortune of some for-profit media entities, both at the startup level and those that existed for a long time, like the Atlantic and to us, because their business model is compressed and they need an influx of capital from me. It was a natural extension of the entire field that we look at. You have Mark Benioff, who's been there investing time. You have Jeff at the Washington Post. You have you, and there's going to be others, I think. How do you look at it? Why do you see there's a lot of tech people doing this, or tech money and stuff like that? What was the thing that got you to do it?
What got you to do this? What was the thing? Is it you thought that this was critical to democracy, or that you had an interest in media, or this lots of subject areas for this?
Well, our issue areas are those that we think are the most calcified and the most important, that reflect the American values and that are important to democracy. So we work in education, we work in immigration, we work in environment.
And outside of that, it started becoming really obvious to us that the cultural narrative, that the kind of in-depth journalism that exposes the injustices in these fields was under attack from both a business model point of view, from the internet, from access to abundant free news, and so the advertising model is no longer a viable model, and the subscription-based model took a long time to concretize and take off, and so we lived in this time period for about a decade when we saw the collapse of credible, viable journalistic properties. So for me, I actually was presented the opportunity. I didn't go out with the notion that I wanted to buy a property. That came to us from the owners. But you were presented a lot of opportunities, presumably, correct? Yeah, but not. I guess we were really specific about the type of high-quality journalism that we are both consumers of, that we think are really important to have a foothold in local news or investigative news and things like that. Yeah, so and what Karen mentioned, the American Journalism Project is a brand new project that was started by the CEO of Texas Tribune and of Chalkbeat magazines, and it's a non-profit model that will be sort of a venture fund for local newsrooms across the country, and they'll give both funding and technical assistance because and a lot of back-end support that local newsrooms can no longer use. But organizations like the Texas Tribune have found that having alternative revenue sources allows them to stay alive. So they have an amazing events business, and they have great podcasts, and they have great investigative journalism that others buy, like ProPublica. But you don't see it as a charitable thing, because, like, is it charitable? Does it have to be supported by incredibly wealthy? I think. No, I mean that would not be the kind of sustainable model that I think any of us would like to see.
One of the founders of the American Journalism Project feels that local journalism and journalism in America is so essential to health and sustainability of our democracy that it should be seen as a civic institution.
And I agree with him. I actually think that we should think about it as a civic good, a public good that should be supported by public and private entities. What do you make of the attacks recently from the president? I think he's the key attacker against the media. Well, I think it's right out of a dictator's playbook. I mean, it just is. So that's actually what people do to consolidate power, to call into question a narrative that's not their narrative. I think the undermining of the media in the last 2 years is unprecedented and really scary. And everybody should pay attention. And do you think it's working? Yeah, I do. I think, well, if you look at polls about, and you probably know this better than I, but at the degree to which people trust any news source, and they trust even highly credible fact-checking organizations and their reporting, it's at an all-time low and shockingly low. It doesn't help, though, that I think some media entities play into this, where we just saw with BuzzFeed, where there's sort of, there's a rush to have breaks before everything's truly deeply vetted, and that plays into Trump's rhetoric. And so we should be careful about that.
What you guys should do.
Does that mean more? Thank you. I'll try harder.
You see, my Adele, it's just talking about the politics and things, my girl. It's just the usual way to see those things, my Adele. And it is way, my Adele, it is even when we see, we start to get the ambient, my girl. When we start watching the person, we start to realize the things, and just that to realize the place we live in is, you know, it's just when we start watching the person, we start to realize things, and then we start seeing the problem. Just by a minute, we observe the person. Some things come clear, and then we start to see that the things are not just the magical as we imagine, and the things were not the perfect as it was in our mind. Just by watching the interaction with the people on the daily activities, we start to realize those things, and then all goes normal. Even we start to see problems on the person, as everybody has it. And so when we start interacting with the person, we take this magic that was in our mind, that the person is perfect, and that she's magical in all the way. Just by a minute of conversation, we start realizing those things, my Adele. Because when, like, we take the glimpse of a person, like I did it, and then I stay with this feeling in my heart that she's perfect, and she's not, as we can see. Just a few of the conversation, and the problems start to come, and then the problems start to erase the magic there was in our mind, due to just by observing, and then you observe the person, like and then you start projecting. I wanted her if I was in her position, I wanted her to answer this way, and she answered that way, opposite to what I think. And then it's just a minute of interaction, and the problems start coming. And the problems are the terrible things for a relationship. Because we start to see that the girl was not that magical as I imagined. This is a terrible thing, but that happens to every one of us. My girl, that is why the way Gigi lives in this particular world is just my imagination. Because then I come here and I watch Laureen, and then I just like now, already observing her defects. Just a minute, and I start giving defects for her, and then the magic goes down. Just that, my Adele. Just takes something for your imagination and make it real. Like now, just for a few minutes, I've observed Laureen. I am already thinking, I wanted her to answer this question this way, and she answered that way. This will be terrible because she isn't like the way I thought she was. She behaved this way, and I wanted her to behave that way. And then the magic vanished. Why Adele? Pipi. And then the magic disappeared. My girl, Adele. It is like that. Exactly what happened to us all the time. Like when you post something I don't like it, and then I think Adele is like that. Laureen is better, but just because I haven't seen her reacting on the daily issues, like my Adele posted something I didn't like her, my Adele said something I didn't like her, and then on my imagination I wanted Lorena would act this way, wouldn't do this, would think this way, wouldn't do that. But then when we started interacting, we just started seeing the problems as well in different situations. And then the magic is gone. Why are helping me is just like that. My girl, my spouse Adele, is just like that, baby. You see, I have already seen lots of defects in Lorraine. And so where is that girl, the perfect girl that I had in my mind that disappeared in a minute of our conversation? My idea, it is just like that. My pipi, my Adele, pipi. I love you so much. My Adele, pipi. And now let's listen to this boring girl talking about Trump and other things. Why are they?
There's a super majority of Americans that want to find common sense and racial reform, that want to find a pathway to legalization and citizenships, not just for Dreamer, but also for their families. Whether or not our representatives actually respond is up to them. It's unusual for a population like Dreamers and all undocumented immigrants to actually have voice. Obviously, they can't vote in this country, so they don't have any political power. So it's the rest of us who have to carry that power for them or share that power with them. And that's why these kind of actions that JR is doing with his team is so essential, because it shows the degree of common humanity and shared values and community support that exists everywhere across the country. And so if people in Washington are listening, the voices are being raised. So I'm somewhat hopeful we'll do our part and take out ads and write op-eds, and we've formed a dream coalition of mayors and governors and business leaders and general American citizens to start putting pressure, continue to put pressure, because this is an issue that's been going on for 16 years pretty actively. And if it doesn't happen in December, people are still pushing for March, and if it doesn't happen in March, then we actually get to vote people out who are standing up for our values and vote people in